This is Jerry Stackhouse, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Can we go have a question?
Dub, the offense all year long has just continued to progress as a team. You're obviously a huge catalyst in that, not just the scoring, but you have like at least 5 assists every night. What have you seen over the course of the season as like the biggest growth spots that you all have had as a team? Yeah, sorry.
You don't have to apologize to you.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
We can split the chair. Hopefully everybody's still paying attention to my answer, but for me to get assists, guys have to make shots, and they've been doing a really good job of that. Finding windows, knowing when to cut. Just kind of like understanding how I play, and they've been doing a good job playing off of me. But yeah, I'm just unselfish and doing a good job of staying that way through the course of the season. I think we've been able to stay unselfish ups and downs of the year, and I think that's why we've been able to progress and get better.
Shai, Hart starts off the bench, plays a lot in the second half. Will didn't play at all in the first half. What do you make of the fluidity of the team and guys being able to just fit in whatever happens?
Yeah, it's the name of the game. Like you said, Will came in, gave insane minutes after not playing for a few nights. It's not easy to do. We don't take it for granted. But we're a group, we're a team, and we know that, and everyone has a role, and everyone has to be ready for the moment. That's what's expected, and I think that's why we've had success this year, because we all understand the task, and we all prioritize that. Now, with that being said, his role is not easy. It's frustrating. It's emotional. The way he handles it, it makes us a better team, and that doesn't go unnoticed for us at all.
There's no way I want to.
So.
What do you point out on the box score, though? I know.
Yeah, don't tear me up.
I know Chet got ruled out of the game at half, but so you didn't get a full sample of going back to like another change. Just Mark was in here before the game talking about how he put you and Chet back together in the fourth last game. He's going to kind of start changing that up. I guess now that Chet's a different player, like at least from last year, what are you sensing when you get back in the lineup with him? What are the differences from what you've seen with playing with Hart this year? Like, how different does that feel?
Well, the difference between them two is, I mean, they're just two different players. I feel like Chet stretches the floor a lot more, and Hart puts a lot more pressure on the rim when he rolls, and so they obviously bring like a completely different dynamic. You guys have seen Hart kind of in that short roll area a lot, and obviously Chet can pop out, shoot threes, and roll as well. So they bring a different dynamic. I think right now is trying to integrate Chet into as many different situations as possible. Before, obviously, like he hasn't played a lot this year, so I think Mark's just trying to like throw him in a lot of different scenarios and pair up different things to see what works and what doesn't. So we're using these last however many games to kind of figure out a flow and just kind of get him back into the offense, and he's done a good job not really forcing anything. Yeah, just trying to look for him a little extra, get him touches and figure out his game, because it's hard to miss half the season and then come back in. And obviously been playing well, so yeah.
And for either.
I feel like it was a good answer. He asked me like 3 questions in one. So.
Go ahead, Joe.
It was a good question.
For either of you guys.
I got this one. Yeah, it's
okay. For Shai.
Take your time too.
In February, you guys, at least before today, were a top 3-point shooting team in the league. I imagine that's higher now after tonight. Is that sort of the pendulum swinging back to the medium? Like, what do you attribute that to?
We have guys on the team that can shoot. We work hard, we work at it. Game of basketball, the season, the games, like jump shots, they fluctuate, they go up and down, and we know that. So we like to play a brand of basketball that doesn't rely on it, but at the end of the night, we know we have guys that can shoot. It's about us taking the right shots for each guy, and we do so, and it'll even out, it'll balance out. We know that.
And for you specifically, like you came in tonight I think shooting close to 49% on catch and shoot threes. Obviously, you don't get those a lot. Is that something you, like, down the stretch want to see more of? Like, is that something you think you can work more of into your game?
Yeah, it's something that I have to get better at. Just having the awareness of when to space and when to shoot and how to kind of find them throughout the game and hunt them throughout the game. It'll make it easier on myself and my teammates moving forward. Something that I'll continue to try to get better at, but for sure a development focus of mine and will continue to be so.
Shai, you've seen every defensive coverage this season from every team and every defensive player. Tonight, Dyson Daniels, who's considered among the favourites to win Defensive Player of the Year, spent some time on you. How would you grade his defensive performance and how it impacted your game tonight?
Are you Australian?
I am, yes. I'm not just asking that because I'm Australian, but I am, yeah.
Yeah, really great hands. He just has a knack for it. So stuff like that you can't teach. He reminds me a lot of Jalen, actually. Like, they always get their hand on the ball, always have deflections.
He just gets the steals.
Yeah, we gotta work on that. But he's a good defender. It's a gift of his for sure. Really good player, and his offense is continuing to grow as he's kind of come through the league, and we'll continue to see that. I don't know him much. Obviously, I know he's close to Josh. I played him a little bit in the summertime at the Olympics, but he's a good player for sure. Good NBA player and continue to grow.
Do you scout potential defenders? Like, when you're going into a game, do you look at the team and think, well, this guy's probably going to be on me? I watch what he's been doing and see how you can then apply that to a game?
Not at all. I don't want to sound insane, but I just know I know what it's gonna be every night. It's more so like the schemes of the team defenses. Like, I'm never worried about the defender in front of me. It's always the schemes and the guys behind it and how many they're sending after. And then I just gotta feel out when to be aggressive and when to play make. And that's what it's usually about for me every night. But to answer your question, no, I don't ever, the guy in front of me doesn't really make a difference. Probably won't sound beautiful.
Hey, it's honest. That's all we want, man.
Shai, and ironically, they're saying that stat out that this is your 31st game scoring 31 points in your career. And I want to ask you, as far as being in the Olympics, had a playoff run last year, you know, so not getting a lot of rest, but your consistency is very key. What goes into that?
I trained really hard in the off season for a long extended period of time. Like for the NBA season, to perform at this level, I expect to perform at this level because of how I work. And then the days in between and the moments in between, I really take advantage of how I eat, how I sleep, and how I go about my days to make sure that when it is game time, I kind of have the same feeling, the same pop in my step, the same excitement, same anticipation that I have every night. And that just gives me the best chance to be consistent on a nightly basis.
And then Jalen, last one for me. What is different from last year at this point from the team, as far as, you know, you all were, I think, top 2 team at this point last year, but this year, what is the difference?
Just growing up a little more. Anytime you can kind of keep a lot of the same team together, you're able to grow as a group, and we've been able to do that. I think this year too has been just kind of like being like consistently ready to play every night, which is hard to do over 82 games. And I feel like every game we've kind of approached as a new challenge to get better, and that's what makes a very good team, when you're able to like find a reason to play every night, and we've done a pretty good job of that throughout the season.
At All-Star break, Anthony Edwards mentioned that he didn't care about being the face of the game. And earlier today, LeBron reiterated that sentiment, saying that we should be discussing your team as well, the Cavs having one of the best seasons so far. How do you personally feel about those comments? And also,
I missed the comments. What was the comment?
well, Anthony Edwards said he didn't care about
I got
the
that
face
one.
game. And then LeBron doubled down on that, saying we shouldn't be concerned about who the face of the game is. We should be discussing your team and the Cavs and how well they played this season, especially having different styles of play. How do you feel about those comments? And also, do you personally feel like it's okay to be the face of the game, especially considering you're an MVP candidate?
How do I feel about those comments? Like, he has a great point. You should you should naturally focus on winning, regardless of what it looks like. And I think we've noticed the uptick in that as a group, so I don't think that NBA's not doing that. And then, is it okay to be the face of the league? It comes with responsibility. Now, whether you want the responsibility, it's up for you to decide. And ultimately, like, you don't have any control over it. Like, you can go out there and be a monster every night. Now, if the fans and the media and everyone gravitates you, then you're gonna walk into that, whether you want it or not, like LeBron James. I'm sure LeBron James wasn't 12, like, yeah, I can't wait to be the face of the league, you know? It just happened because of who he was, the way he carries himself, and the player he is. So I think you don't have no choice, unless you literally, like Anthony Edwards, say, I don't want it. But, you know, it's gonna organically happen, and I think we're in a weird transition right now with older guys and younger guys, and so there's a lot of conversation around it, but it'll happen, it'll trickle out, we'll see who it is. And you can't control it, so for me, I don't even put 2 cents into it. I just go out there and try to be the best basketball player, the best teammate, best dad, best husband I could be every day, and call it a night.
Anybody else?
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask about the game, just either one of you guys, what you guys did differently in that third quarter to pull away from the Hawks, because they had that big second quarter. So what did you guys do differently in that third quarter?
Tightened up our coverages defensively. Our defense is kind of what sparks a lot of the flow that we have on offense. The NBA is one of those things where you can trade buckets all night, but a lot of times if you look at the games, teams that consistently win are ones that can get stops. And I think we had like 4 or 5 stops in a row. We were able to get out and transition and score and generate easier buckets. And we've been good in the half court all year, so that was one of the things that we were trying to get back to. They got a lot of like transition, easy layups and stuff that we try and avoid, and we can kind of shut off coverage issues. We do a pretty good job of that.
For either one of you, Lou was kind of in a shooting slump up from behind the arc. Tonight he finishes 1 shy of tying his career record at 7. You know, just him getting his shot back. How do you guys feel?
Good. He had 6.
Dang.
6 for 11. Yeah, big night from Lou.
Shout out Lou, man.
Lou's like, back to what I said like earlier about the 3-point shooting. He's a good shooter. Jump shots fluctuate all year. I don't care who you are. I've seen Steph Curry go 0 for 10 in the game, and we saw what he did the other night. So like, and he's the best shooter ever. So it's gonna fluctuate. You just gotta trust your work. You gotta work hard and take good shots, and it'll happen for you. And it happened for Lou tonight because he did so.
Shay,
I got one more. I got one more.
All right. Okay, the last one.
I want to go back to the LeBron comments. I think it's worth noting that
Like that.
when he was asked about what Ant Edwards said at All-Star, he referenced what I believe it was Channing Frye said, which was that he feels like why would anybody want to be face of the league because of mainstream NBA coverage and because it's, you know, stars are so scrutinized and it's just this really scrutinized position to be face of the league. I just wonder what you think of that, and if you maybe share that idea.
Me personally, I don't care to be scrutinized, so that type of thing, like, it doesn't bother me at all. Like, you can think of my game however you want to think about it. You can think of my teammates however you want to think about them. Like, at the end of the night, for me, it's about winning basketball games, and all the other stuff that comes with the NBA, I put on the back burner. So like, I really like, sure, I guess he feels like that way, but personally me, like, I don't care to be scrutinized, I don't care to be praised. I do this thing to win basketball games and ultimately to try to host the trophy at the end of the year. Hoist the trophy at the end of the year. Thanks, Jalen. If I don't do that, then it's a failure, and I work at it again, and I try again next year. That's all that goes to my brain, and all the other stuff is fluff for the clouds.